Live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV News at Noon.
President Biden sends President-elect Donald Trump an environmental message.
The trial for the murder of Laken Riley continues.
Is your Thanksgiving dinner getting more expensive?
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining NTTV News at Noon. I'm Faith Webster.
And I'm Isabella Davis. President Biden is in Rio de Janeiro to attend the G20 summit today. And the president sent a message to President-elect Donald Trump from Brazil.
President Biden used his visit to Manaus, at the heart of the Amazon forest, to urge the president-elect Donald Trump to do more to protect the environment, which he said it was a defining part of his presidency. Biden announced millions of dollars in increased funding for reforestation and for protecting the Amazon, saying that the fight to protect the planet is literally the fight for humanity. He also pointed to two key legislative initiatives to protect the environment that he was across, from the first debt for nature swaps back in the 1970s passed by the Congress when he was a senator, to the more recent Inflation Reduction Act, which the president said created hundreds of thousands of clean energy jobs.
It's no secret that I'm leaving office in January. I will leave my successor and my country in a strong foundation to build on if they choose to do so. It's true, some may seek to deny or delay the clean energy revolution that's underway in America. But nobody can reverse it. Nobody. Not when so many people, regardless of party or politics, are enjoying its benefits.
But the prospect of the incoming president-elect was a constant shadow throughout Biden's visit, which came at a moment when the Amazon is battling a historic drought, which is in part due to climate change and human-made global warming. The president could see the damage as he flew over the river on his helicopter. Donald Trump himself is a staunch climate denier, and he has vowed to reverse Biden's policies on oil and gas exploration. We don't need to choose between the economy and the environment, Biden said. We can do both. For CNN, this is Stefano Pozzebon, Bogota.
President-elect Donald Trump is gearing up for the second term with his recent cabinet nominations. Trump has picked Brendan Carr to serve as chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. Carr currently serves as a commissioner on the FCC board. Trump is expecting to name Tom Homan to lead Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Homan served as the acting director of ICE during Trump's first term.
As President-elect Trump is vowing to make history with the largest deportation program to date, San Antonio just opened the doors to a center that welcomes refugees and helps prepare them for the workforce. Alicia Naviz reports.
In a building off Summit Parkway that once housed UPS, refugees, many from Cuba and Venezuela, are learning to speak English.
A lot of the people who come here, people think they're coming from Mexico, they're crossing the border. The people that we serve here mostly are the people who are coming from Afghanistan, that they came from Ukraine, from Russia.
In the Mother Teresa Center, 130 Catholic Charities employees help everyone become self-sufficient.
Muslims, Jewish, we welcome everybody.
J. Antonio Fernandez, president and CEO of Catholic Charities, says they paved the way for people to find a home and a job.
It's complicated to actually provide for someone who just arrived to one country.
The goal is to have all refugees working a steady job within 180 days.
We have factories, we have so many jobs, but we need to have people who are trained and certified to use heavy machinery. Restaurants, who, in San Antonio, allow people to speak Spanish, and they need meseros, they need people to serve tables.
From a food pantry, to a baby boutique, to youth mentoring, to childcare, to teaching life skills.
So this is one of the three enterprises that we have, is sewing.
It's wraparound care. Even a legal department helps with work permits.
It's actually a really busy place.
Each refugee who walks through these doors was granted political asylum by the U.S. government. They're living here legally.
And I know that we have a new administration coming in February. but we really think that this is going to be here for many, many years. It's a very interesting times, but for us, it was the right thing to do.
What a start to our week this morning with all of that rain.
I know, it is so relaxing and hopefully going to bring some more fall and Thanksgiving vibes with it.
Oh, I am ready to head into Turkey Tuesday and just trot right into Thanksgiving. Our weather anchor Tania Burns has the latest on some of those gobble gobble gusts.
Yes, as we take a look at the current weather, we did start off with a little bit of a rainy start, but it'll pretty much be clear for the rest of the day. It'll still be windy, so keep in mind of that. It feels a little bit less or a little bit cooler than what it is because of all the wind. But as we take a look to later, as you can see, it does warm up a little and it'll be pretty much clear for the rest of the day. With the wind, it'll also cool down a little. Now let's take a look at tonight's weather. Tomorrow's weather. It'll be sunny all day tomorrow for the most part. It will be a little bit more cooler than it is today with a little bit of wind, but nothing too crazy. But that's all I have for First Look. Back to you at the front desk.
Thanks, Tania. Coming up, the trial for the murder of Laken Riley continues.
And we have the details of a local competition for businesses to earn thousands. Stay tuned.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have two traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
This morning, the friends and family of Laken Riley arrived at the Athens courthouse as the trial of her accused killer continues. Jose Ibarra has been charged with murder and aggravated assault with the intent to kill Riley, a 22-year-old nursing student. The prosecuting attorney said Ibarra planned on hurting a woman when he encountered Riley in early February. Riley was jogging on the University of Georgia's campus. Ibarra is an undocumented immigrant who faces life in prison if convicted.
Federal authorities have provided an update on the series of offensive and racist text messages that were sent to Black, Hispanic, and LGBTQ students and communities following the election. While the FBI have not provided further details on the possible origins of these series of hateful messages, they have said that they are evaluating all reported incidents and engaging with the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Across the country, they're encouraging people to report these texts to police and the FBI. Margaret Hoang, president and CEO of Southern Poverty Law Center and the SPLC Action Fund, says, We have traced the texts being sent from emails, and they appear to have some international connection. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will update you as soon as we have more.
This weather is very gloomy this morning, but with hopeful sunshine in our afternoon.
Yes, we could use some sunshine today to bring some light to a Monday morning.
Well, you are the light in the studio this Monday morning. And our weather anchor, Tania Burns, has a hopeful report for this week. Tania?
Hi, as we take a look across North Texas, we can see that the highest that it'll probably end up being is 73, which is in Dallas and Sulphur Springs. I don't think we're gonna get any more super hot weather for the rest of this year. Now, as we take a look across the region, we can see as you move to the east, actually, it gets warmer. In Shreveport, you have 71, and then in Houston, it's 80. It's always warmer in Houston, though. But for the most part, the weather is pretty much it's not gonna be that hot. Okay, now as we look across the week, we can see that we did start off with a rainy day, but it'll clear up for the rest of the week, with the highest being 78, and that's at the end of the week, Sunday. It'll be a little cloudy, but nothing too crazy. No more rain for this week, hopefully. But yeah, pretty much warm weather, not too much rain. It looks pretty good for the rest of this week. Back to you at the front desk.
Thanks, Tania. Our live shot reporter, Madeline McRory, is downtown on the square to share some information about an upcoming competition. Madeline?
Thanks, Faith. 10 Denton businesses will be pitching their ideas at the 3rd annual Denton Pitch Competition hosted by Stoke. This Shark Tank style competition will have 3 winners, all winning cash prizes. First place will take home about $5,000. There will be an additional prize, the Community Choice Award, which is voted by the audience and chosen and funded by the community. That winner will take home about $1,000. The event's going to be taking place November 21st at the Wells Fargo building behind me. It's free and open to the public. That's all for me. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Madeline. The CDC is investigating an outbreak of E. coli in carrots in 18 states that has caused 1 death and sickened dozens of others. Investigators traced the carrots to Grimway Farms in Bakersfield, California. The company has already recalled its bagged organic baby and original carrots, sold under brand names including Joe's, Wegmans, and Sprouts. The contaminated carrots had a best if used by date ranging from August 14th to November 12th. Grimway Farms said the recalled carrots have been pulled from the store's shelves, but it may still be inside people's homes.
In San Francisco, a man was rescued after he was found hanging from a cliff. The fire department responded after receiving a 911 call around 1 p.m., saying the dangling man was yelling for help near Baker Beach. The San Francisco Fire Department teamed up with California Highway Patrol, requesting a helicopter to help rescue the man. Rescuers were able to get him off the cliff and escort him to a fire department. The man was not injured and refused any medical attention.
Luckily, the cliff-hanging rescue resulted in no injuries, but it very easily could have. Today is National Injury Prevention Day, and in the U.S., injuries that could have been prevented are the leading cause of death for children between the ages of 1 and 19. CNN's Mandy Gaither has tips for caregivers and parents to help keep kids safe and out of harm's way.
From car crashes to firearms, drownings, and unsafe sleep spaces, unintentional injuries are killing U.S. children.
These deaths are preventable. They don't need to happen.
Pediatric emergency medicine Dr. Manisha Agarwal with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says parents can help prevent some of the main dangers children face. For babies, make sure they sleep on their back, alone in a clear crib to lower suffocation risk. Once kids are older, drowning becomes a leading cause of death. Agarwal says to make sure children can't access water while unsupervised.
So making sure you have good pool fences, that you're using life jackets when you're out on natural bodies of water.
Ingestions are also a concern for young children. Agarwal says to keep button batteries and other small items out of a child's reach so they don't end up in their mouth. Car crashes are also a leading cause of death. She says to make sure children are in the seat recommended for their age and size and make sure all seats are properly installed. The next concern, firearms.
It's really important that if you have a gun in your home, that you keep it away from your child, that you store it safely, that you lock it up and make sure that your child cannot access it.
Finally, Agarwal says to make sure your child wears a helmet on things like bikes and scooters and it fits and is worn properly. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Thanksgiving is quickly approaching and your annual dinner is more costly this year.
If you're on campus, you can beat the pricey turkey increase. Stay tuned.
A free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DatQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DatQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DatQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DatQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Recent data is showing that inflation has gone up slightly since last month. This is raising concerns as Thanksgiving quickly approaches and people are realizing that one thing they are not thankful for this year is their grocery bill. CNN's Jen Sullivan has more on how this could lead to good and bad news.
Hosting Thanksgiving this year may gobble up your wallet. Shoppers are expecting to spend an average of about $431 this year. That's up 19% from last year, according to LendingTree.
19% is a big jump.
Matt Schultz with LendingTree says inflation is a big concern for consumers. A recent LendingTree survey found 27% of shoppers say they'll change food choices because of high prices.
Anybody who is going into this Thanksgiving season expecting that they're going to be able to get a little more bang for their buck this year than they did last year is going to be pretty disappointed.
The latest consumer price index shows inflation ticked up to 2.6% in October from last year, with housing-related inflation accounting for half.
This was about what people expected. It shows that inflation is not where it was a couple of years ago.
So, how will all of this affect your grocery bill this Thanksgiving? Finance Buzz looked at Butterball brand turkey prices across the country earlier this year and found a 15-pound turkey, which serves about 10 people, will cost an average of around $31. That's down 12% from last year. Other items that have dropped in price, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, potatoes and white bread. Here's what will cost you more: milk, butter, and cheese.
Making Thanksgiving a potluck is such a great way to control costs. If you're hosting Thanksgiving, it's already enough of a production just with all the work that you have to put in.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
I'm craving some student-friendly Thanksgiving food prices right about now.
I believe our segment anchor, Kendall Keaton, has some details on where you can satisfy those cravings this week.
Well, let's toss it over to her then. Kendall?
Do you have a taste for Thanksgiving food? Well, you're in luck. UNT Dining Services is bringing the Thanksgiving spirit to campus with a special Thanksgiving meal all week long at various dining halls. Here's the schedule. They will host these every day from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday, November 18th at the Mean Green Cafe that is located inside Maple Hall. Tuesday, November 19th at Champs. Wednesday, November 20th at Kitchen West, which is located inside West Hall. And Thursday, November 21st, enjoy a festive Thanksgiving dinner at Brewsteria and Eagle Landing. So don't miss out. Swing by one or all of those dining halls this week to satisfy those Thanksgiving cravings. That's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Looks like we all dressed for the occasion of the Stars playing tonight.
I know, mean green and shining bright for the Stars tonight.
It is a jam-packed night for sports, and our sports anchor Matthew McDowell can tell us all about it. Matthew.
Thanks, guys. When we come back, I'll be head to the AAC to talk Stars and Mavs and then preview the Cowboys game tonight against Houston. Stay tuned.
Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks, or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DatQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DatQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
The Dallas Stars are now 11-5-0 after winning all three of their games last week. In two of those three games, the Stars scored more than the Cowboys did last week. They beat the Penguins 7-1 and the Bruins 7-2. On Saturday, they headed up north to face off with the Minnesota Wild and beat them 2-1. Forward Mason Marchman has been on an absolute heater lately. He's tallied 4 goals and 5 assists in his past 3 games. The Stars play the Ducks tonight at 7 in Dallas and look to extend their win streak to 4. The Mavericks haven't had the best start to their season, but they're healing up and looking to get back where they were last year. The Mavs are 11-11 right now, but their record doesn't tell the full story of their season. Before beating the Spurs and Thunder, they lost 4 games in a row. In those 4 games, they lost by 3 once, 2 twice, and 1 point once. So no reason to go into panic mode for the Mavs, even though their record isn't the prettiest thing in the world. They play tomorrow night in the AAC versus the Pelicans at 7:30. Now to the Cowboys. Yes, I know, Cowboys fans just have so much to look forward to. The Cowboys play the Texans tonight. The Texans are currently 7-point favorites, so if you have a flight booked for Vegas, do yourself a favor and bet the Texans to cover. Jerry Jones has claimed to be all in, so with a 3-6 team on the verge of going 3-7, I gotta wonder, what direction do they go from here? That game's at 7:15 on ESPN and ABC. Back to the desk.
Some will argue that November is too early to start decorating for Christmas. Some will argue that it's not early enough. But for one Tennessee family, decorating for this holiday means so much more. CNN's Aaron Cantrell has the story.
Hey, watch this. I'm good at driving.
In the back of this subdivision on Ash Circle in Laverne,
Carefully step back down.
you'll find Brad Hinn's home.
Let me go get another strand of lights.
And his massive Christmas display, from Happy Gingerbread, Santa, and his reindeer.
That's the system. We got it going on now, if I don't get dizzy first.
And thousands of lights.
Perfect. Each year it's grown and grown and more, and now we're up to 750,000 lights. All right, here we go.
With help from companies providing a lift and discounted lights, Brad and his family,
all right, good job, buddy,
like his nephew Caleb, are working around the clock.
Can you go get me some more purple lights right over there?
To get everything done.
Originally, I was thinking about not doing it this year. Just somewhere along the line, I kind of lost my joy out of it all.
It was easy for Brad to get caught up in the chaos of designing the holiday display, but then remembered why he started doing it in 2012 for his daughter London.
Her death actually happened in the neighborhood that we lived in. So that whole community rallied around us during that loss and that grief.
She was 21 months old when she died in a tragic accident.
So moving into that first Christmas, I'm like, what do I do? I usually have another kid that I, buy Christmas gifts for. So I took that money and I put it into Christmas lights.
London's radiant light lives on through this spectacular display.
London was just a joy, and to be around. And she was just a light. She knew no strangers. She would just run up to anybody.
Even in her passing, she continues to spark joy around the globe, a reminder to Brad of the lasting impact of London's lights.
Especially when I see kids, you know, I was like, well, that should be London, you know, and it's not London, but, you know, this is the beauty and the brokenness. It's the purpose on the other side of the pain. You know, it's the triumph after all the tragedy.
So are we going to test them tonight?
We will.
Well, Mariah Carey has definitely defrosted in my eyes.
Me too. I love decorating. That's one of my favorite parts of this holiday.
Oh man, I'm just gonna sing fa la 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 all week. I mean,
exactly.
Thanks for watching NTTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.